Hello there, televiewers. We hope that you're having a great weekend. Well, it's good to be back with you again on The Diary. And today's subject concerns women's health. Yes, it is the dream of every woman to become a mother. Well, at least for the majority of women, it is their dream. But when the baby comes before the parents have actually planned for it, it could become a challenge. So what do you do to make sure that you have your babies at the right time? Well, the answer is birth control. That's today's theme. Don't go away. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you're watching The Diary on STV, and today's theme is birth control. Well, it's a ladies thing, which is why on set I have all ladies, even though someone pointed to me just before the show started that it might have been a great idea to bring in a man. Well, for today we'll just do with the ladies. I like to hang around with the ladies. It's time for you to meet them. I'm going to start with the person sitting closest to me. It's always great to have on the show Mbong Jane. She's an educationist. If you watch this show often, then you definitely know her. She's head mistress at GBHS Bonaberry, right? She's also a poet. There's so many things to her that we cannot get into right now, because if we start, we just might not finish. And Jane, it's good to have you on the show again.
It's always a pleasure, Manda. Thanks for inviting me over.
Right. And next to Auntie Jane is someone you've seen on the show before as well. Her name is Kenna Ako. She's a vlogger. She's a blogger. You have the habit of seeing her on YouTube, on Facebook. She's out there. She's a social media sensation, I'd like to say. Kenna, it's good to have you.
Thank you for having me, Amanda.
It's been a while, so it's great that you're back.
It really has. I'm happy to be here today.
Great. There's so much we're going to be sharing. And last but definitely not the least, I'm very glad to have Jatsa Nzemgwe Salom Kamdem. I wanted to pronounce all your names, to call all your names, because I think it's important. Well, she's going to be our expert on today's show. She's a midwife, a state registered nurse, and like I said, our expert on birth control. It's great to have you on the show, Madam Kamdem.
Thank you for inviting me, madam.
It's your first time, so we're going to make it fun for everybody. Here, what we do on the show is we just talk, we have a drink, and we have fun. Right. So we're going to get into our subject for today. Like I explained earlier, we're talking about birth control. But what is birth control? It's important for everyone to understand what birth control is, which is why I'm going to throw this question to our guests or our expert on the subject, Madam Kamdem. What is birth control?
Okay. Thank you for giving me the floor. Birth control, when we talk about birth control, there are two things. Usually when we mention birth control, we see family planning. So in family planning, we have two concepts, if I can say. There's a conception and there is contraception. Usually when we mention family planning, we see that is to avoid pregnancy. But sometimes also it helps to have a baby. Okay. So when we talk about family planning and contraception, we are talking about the means a couple can put in place to have the number of children they want, to decide when to have them, and also to avoid unwanted pregnancy. So that is simple. That is on simple term what is the family planning or the birth control.
Right. Thank you very much for making it very simple and down to earth. Now, Auntie Jane, before I ask you this question, let me quickly correct something. I meant to say discipline mistress and definitely not head mistress. Discipline mistress. That's what I meant to say at GBHS Bonaberry. Now that we have that out of the way, Auntie Jane, have you ever had to bother about birth control? I mean, you're a mother, you're a mom, your wife and a mom.
Yes.
Has it ever been a concern to you?
I'll say yes. It's quite a huge concern for me and even for every other woman, because bringing a child or a baby to the world is not just about giving birth to that baby. It's about the upbringing, the upkeep, the things the child or the baby will need, and it's the future. So if there is a woman who does not think about birth control, it means the woman will be lost or will have it difficult in life to bring up her kids. I think, personally, I think for any family, before or after a marriage, immediately after marriage, we should try to think about birth control. We sit down as a family, we decide, given our means, the resources we have at hand, to be able to know that, okay, this family, we've decided to have 2, 3, 4 kids according to the kind of lifestyle that we want. So definitely, I've been bothering about that. I've bothered, and I'm still bothering about that now.
Right.
So it's really a bone of contention for me and many other women out there.
I agree. And Ken, I have to ask you the same question because you're a young mother yourself. You have 3 amazing kids. The last one is just 5 months old.
Exactly.
So tell me, does it bother you?
It does. It really does. Like, actually, in the hospital I gave birth to, every time you have a baby, they come and ask you, like, what are you planning to do? How are you planning to control? Since you just had a baby, you have to avoid having a baby so soon. Yes, I always think about it. It's something that you always have to think about it, especially when the baby, you have a child that is this small. Like, it's scary. We obviously talk about it a lot and think, you don't just
jump into it.
Yes, you don't. You don't want to find yourself in a funny situation. Yeah, so I obviously think about it.
Okay.
And again, if I may add something to it, we know it has to do with the woman's health.
Yeah.
So giving birth to children as often as the skin has to maybe rebuild itself. The specialist will tell us more on that before you can go into the venture again. So we have to always take that into consideration.
Okay. And you're the expert, Madam Kam, then we're coming to you separately on the show today. Now, do you feel that Cameroon women in general are aware, I mean, as per birth control matters, do you feel that the Cameroonian woman knows what they should know about it?
I think that women are not really aware about family planning. Yeah. So where I'm working in Bingo Baptist Hospital, we are facing situation where a woman will come maybe with her 10, 11, 12 pregnancy.
Jeez.
When we ask her, do you know family planning? She'll say, no, I don't know family planning. What is all about? When you start explaining to her, she will say, wow, if I knew it before, I could have done something. So I think that many women are not yet enlightened on the subject.
Why? What do you think is the reason why women do not yet, know what they should about birth control?
I'm thinking that the media need to talk about it.
Okay.
They need to have some education, because everything comes from education. They need to be educated.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I feel that Cameroonians or Africans, we don't believe a lot in some of those things. A lot of women are just like, that's the white man's thing. They don't believe in that. No. Because when you're even trying to explain, like, if you have to know your cycle, you have to know, some women are just like, those things don't work. I follow my cycle. So a lot of them just feel that, no, it's just a waste of time. That's what I think.
Right. I think given that we are in an African setup, probably due to the culture we have and some religions, they don't really adhere to any birth control. Some do say that you have to give birth to the number of children as many times as God will want you to do it.
Yeah.
So they don't, even if they are aware of it, they don't follow it. They don't want any form of control.
Wow, I'm learning about the thing about religion for the first time.
I think when I just started working, that was in Betua, I met a lady, a colleague. Not even, she's not an illiterate, a colleague. I asked her, I think people were complaining around the environment the neighborhood that she had so many children. So when I moved up to her, she was a colleague, I was used to her. So I asked her, I said, but how many children do you actually have? She said in her religion, they don't count children.
Wow.
And so she will not tell me. They don't count children. That she's there as a productive machine. She just has to produce the children. She will just produce the children so long as God permits that she I don't want to go into details, the church, the title and things like that.
I think it's best that way. It's best that way. But it's a little surprising that the woman would accept that, because I know how difficult it is to get pregnant for 9 months and then bear a child with all the risks involved.
She had more than 9.
Wow.
More than 9.
Wow.
Okay, to add to that,
Yes, Madam Captain.
a part of ignorance, some women are really aware of the family planning,
Okay.
but they are refusing deliberately to take them. Yeah, so they have many reasons.
Right.
Some of them even
Go ahead,
because of
Auntie.
family ties. A woman will blatantly tell you that I was a lone child, so I have to produce as many children as possible. There are so many reasons why women are. But I think that a lot more of those women out there who don't even observe family planning is ignorance.
Okay.
We really need a setup where these women back in the suburbs, they have to be sensitized on family planning. Most of them, these other ones, it's true, they know about it, but they have refused to do it. But there are others, a lot more, majority of them, they don't even know about family planning. I think, as Madam just said, they need to be sensitized, they need to be educated, and it's I go back to the power that be. They have to go up, the authorities or whoever has to do that. They have to go to the villages, to the hinterlands, to educate these women, because most of them, they even die during childbirth. People blame witchcraft and other things, but the thing is, they were not even aware that the body has its own mechanism, that after a certain period of time, only then can you vouch again to have a baby. So it's really a call for concern in our communities.
Okay. Now, we mentioned that even though some women are aware, at least to a certain level, they still refuse to. And I was reading that it's because there are so many myths surrounding birth control, so many beliefs and misbeliefs, I just call them myths, around birth control. I'd like for us to talk about some of them. Ken, I see you nodding. Now, are there any myths that you know that people talk about as birth control?
Yeah, there are so many. I'm laughing because I was considering taking one. And some people always say, how they call this, I don't even know the different names, but there are some that has hormones, and they say the birth control that has hormones, it causes you to bleed a lot, it causes you to collapse and things like that. Those are just some of the things, but when I was reading up on it, I saw that those are myths, so I don't know how true that is or not.
Okay, I'm sure we'll have the opportunity to discuss it with Madame Camden. Sure, Auntie Jane, go ahead.
Okay, it's not really a myth per se.
Okay.
Because if you get into some of those contraceptives, it's been scientifically proven that it can cause more bleeding. At times your breast can swell up. There are so many other things, those side effects that it can happen to a woman. I think in the long term, if you do birth control by contraceptives or some pills constantly, after a couple of years, 5-10 years, you can develop those weight gain, you can be obese and things like that.
Okay, Madam Kamne, while we're on the subject, let's try to clarify it. Are there any methods of contraception that will cause a woman to bleed heavily?
Sure.
Okay. Can you talk about it?
Yeah, usually the hormonal method.
Okay.
Especially the implant. The implant, usually when you take the implant, you have some changes on your menstrual flow.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, you have the intrauterine device. When you have just inserted, for the first 4 months after the insertion, you may have the heavy flow. But there's always the mean to regularize the flow.
Okay.
So, and for the implant, is due to the hormones that are inside the method.
Okay.
Yeah, so when you take it, you have some changes in your menses. Usually it happens for the first year.
Okay, so for the first year you bleed heavily?
When you can bleed, because there is a bleeding pattern.
Okay.
Either you bleed in small quantity, a spotting, either you bleed heavily, either you bleed normally, or you bleed in small quantity.
Okay.
Maybe for 1 week, 2 weeks.
All right, but does that happen for every woman? And is it something to be worried about? Is it something a woman should be concerned about?
No.
Okay.
You should be concerned when the menses or the bleeding is heavy and for a long time.
Okay.
When it's prolonged. Because when you are coming for your family planning method, when you choose that method, we inform you that this is the side effect that you are going to face.
Okay.
But I know
So you need
of
to
some
prepare
people
yourself.
who go in and they say you're not going to bleed that much, and then they end up bleeding. Then they are like, it's because that thing does not work well.
Okay. I want to say that it depends on the counselor.
All right.
So then the bleeding is known as a side effect of the method. You should not lie to the client that it will not make you to bleed. It's a known side effect.
Okay.
So now it depends how your body is going to respond to that. Some will take the method and they will have their normal menses. Very normal, 3-4 days and it's all. So when the menses become heavier for more than a certain number of days, you need to come back to the clinic.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Auntie Jane mentioned another myth surrounding birth control, and she talked about the fact that some women believe that once you're on contraceptives, you put on weight, you blow up. I've heard that so many times. Is that true? Is it true though?
It's true, but some people are just exaggerating.
Okay.
Because normally you can gain 1 to 2 kg per year. And usually it happen at the earlier, the early stage after the insertion. And it's due to the progesterone that are present in the method.
Okay.
But are they all that are like that, or they are different? There are some that you gain weight and some that you don't gain weight?
Yeah, with the IUD, for example, it's a non-hormonal method. Because in IUD is intrauterine device.
Okay. Anyways, we'll talk about this in detail. Continue, but just to say that we'll talk about the different methods in the course of the show. So
when you come, you don't want to take weight. They will present the method that will not give you weight.
Okay.
So you have the choice.
Okay. All right. And there are other beliefs that when you're taking birth control pills or whatever method you decide to go with, you might end up having early menopause. Wow. How true is that? No, these are myths. We're trying to understand. I'm not saying it's the fact. I'm saying that's what people say. But is it true? Because so far we've learned that gaining weight is true, and also bleeding heavily is true. So what about early menopause? Is that true?
Maybe they can take it as early menopause. With the Provera, which is one of the family planning method, sometimes when you take it, your menses cease. Okay. Yeah. Totally. It can cease totally for up to 6 months, 7 months, or as long as you are taking the method. Yeah, the menses cease. Wow. But when you stop it, your system becomes to normal. Okay. So it's not that early menopause.
That can be risky. What if it never comes?
It cannot be risky because it's just as if you are pregnant. You are not having your bleeding. Right. So and the bleeding, you cannot get pregnant. Okay. The bleeding process has just stopped. With the presence of the hormone that you are taking, is going to inhibit inhibit the ovaries or the process of having menses. Okay. So it's not a risk.
All right. Now that we're already talking about the myths, there's another one I really wanted to talk about because I've heard it so much and many people claim it is true. They say, some women say at least, that if you are on contraceptives, you might end up getting cancer.
Okay.
So that one. What's the truth about that story?
That one usually is combined oral contraceptive.
So it's possible.
The pills.
I didn't know this. Okay. I was hoping you'd say no, but well.
No. We need to say the truth. If you go online, if you
absolutely.
read, you are going to see it. That's why usually when I'm doing my counseling, I always talk to the client. These pills or combined oral contraceptive, it's a short-term method.
Yeah.
Don't take it for long. There are some long-term methods that you can take if you want to limit your pregnancy or limit delivery.
Yeah.
So when the woman will take the pills or the combined oral contraceptive for a long time, she'll have the risk to develop cancer.
Yeah, I think I read it somewhere that after
Especially
10
breast
years,
cancer.
after 10 years of taking contraceptives, it can result to cancer, especially the breast cancer,
Okay.
and probably uterine cancer, the ovaries or whatever. No, but it's surely the truth. It's a truism.
Yeah, she has definitely confirmed that for us this afternoon. Now, we are still going to get into the different methods. But at this point, I want to ask, we've already agreed that it's good to plan your birth to know when the children are coming. But given that, I don't know about all the different methods, if all the different methods have their own side effects. But given that we're looking at some of these side effects, which some could get serious, is it a good thing to do birth control? Kenna, let me start with you. Is it a good thing?
No, do it naturally.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I just decided to do, like to study my period and go for safe and unsafe period. I'm really scared from my research. All the things I heard, they were so scary. I'm like, no, my only birth control will be study my period, and then that's what works for me though. I'm not sure I want to try any other thing.
Except that I was reading, Kenna, while I was preparing for the show, I needed to read and get all the information I could around the subject. And I read that natural birth control is the best, but the least effective.
Sure, no problem.
Sure.
Do you want to clarify us on that, Madam Campbell?
Sure. Natural birth control is good and less effective, as you have said.
No problem.
Because she said no problem.
But there's
Because
another way that we can control naturally.
Okay, how?
Abstinence. You abstain.
No, you're married. No, you abstain when you're married.
You abstain.
no, you can abstain when you are not married.
Okay.
When
then
you are married, you
when
know
you're married.
pull out
When
the
you
pull out
agree with
method.
your husband to abstain, and then you stay.
Abstain and stay
when are
on.
you going to abstain? For
We
example,
all know that is a problem.
Having sexual intercourse.
For how
me ask
long? We
you
know
a
that's a
question.
problem.
Yes.
so there are some women who have irregular cycle.
Yeah.
Yes.
They are unable to localize or to locate their fetal period.
Then they should do.
When
pull
are
out,
you going
they
to-
pull out?
When
pull
are you
out
going
method.
to
Yes.
abstain?
When you want to have the baby, then you can just do it all around, all weather. For those who have irregular menstrual cycle, and then if you don't want the baby,
Are you really sure? I mean, our husbands are watching. That your husband will be willing to
That is
abstain until when he has
in
kids,
agreement with your husband. I didn't say you abstain on your own. You discuss with your husband, and then you
That one
decide
is
on what to
close to
do.
impossible.
That means we are limiting sexual intercourse to just having babies. But I don't think 90% of the time we have
Oh, you use
sexual
condom.
intercourse because that's another method of birth control. In any case, now that I think we're really entering the heart of the subject, let's discuss the different methods that are available. Not just available, but available to women in Cameroon. Because I was reading there are so many different methods, but I don't know if all of those are possible here in the country. So what are the different birth control methods that are available to women in Cameroon?
Okay. There are many types of methods. We are going to start with the natural method.
Okay.
Because there are some people who want to go in for natural method. So you will start with the lactation. You will start with the lactational method.
Yeah.
This one, when you have just put to bed, if you decide to give breast milk to your baby for up to 6 months regularly, that is regular breastfeeding, for up to 6 months, you can prevent pregnancy. So that is the first method.
So for 6 months at least, you know.
At least for 6 months.
Yeah.
When we say regularly, it means that maybe every 2 hours. Don't say that the baby is crying, that you allow the baby there for 2 hours, 3 hours, the baby is sleeping, and you are saying that you are doing exclusively breastfeeding. No, you are not doing that. So at least every 2 hours, you need to put the baby on the breast. Because when you are putting, it's stimulating those hormones in you.
Yeah.
And those hormones are going to protect you against pregnancy. So for up to 6 months, you are protected.
Yeah.
After 6 months, as when you start introducing some other food, it's no more effective.
Tell me about it.
So after that one, we can have the calendar method.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is Kenna's favorite, by the way.
If you have a regular cycle, is the best. If you have your regular cycle, is the best. And what you do is that the 2 weeks after your ovulation, the 2 weeks before the next menses, you can locate your ovulation period when you take the 2 weeks after your next menses.
Okay, Madam Camden, before you continue, let me give every woman who is watching us, or man, because it concerns you too, the opportunity to please pick up a paper, pick up a pen, and write this down. It's a big issue. Many women do not master this. So here's your chance to master it. Madam Camden is going to go slow and explain it so you can benefit from it. Let's start again, Madam Camden. How do you do natural birth control following mastering your period and using the calendar?
Okay. Usually we know that on my 14 days of my cycle is my ovulation period. But I want to say that the first phase of your cycle usually is unstable. So we are concerned here with the second phase of your cycle.
Okay.
That is why I'm saying that the 2 weeks after when you take your cycle, for example, for the last month, you count the 2 weeks to come for your next menses.
Okay. 2 weeks before your next menses.
2 weeks before your next menses. Then you can locate your ovulation period.
Okay.
I don't know if it's...
Now, for someone who does not remember their last menstrual, they want to start today for the first time. They are learning. How do they begin from today?
How do they begin from today? If you have not had your menses, if you have never used it,
yes,
you can. If you are marking your menses, your menses on the calendar, you can start using it. It means that you will take the menses, for example, of last month.
Okay.
You count, because this is for somebody who have regular menses. You count. If you know that my menses is beginning every 8th, for example, of this month. I know that of the 8th of next month, I'll have my menses.
Okay.
So I'll go to that 8th and count 14 days.
All right.
14 days
before the 8th.
Before the 8th. That day where you are going to meet.
The 14th day.
The 14th day. That is your ovulation period.
Okay.
And from there now, you can avoid 2 days after, 2 days before.
2 days after?
After that day.
The ovulation.
After the ovulation
period.
Day.
And 2 days before.
So 5 days.
That will take
5 days. Because sperm can live for 2 days. That is 48 hours. And ovaries can stay for up to 3 days.
Okay. Okay.
I think
so
when I was growing up, my mother used to tell us about 10, 8, 10.
Okay.
10, 8, 10. That's 10 days after your menses, you're safe. 8 days after the 10th day, no, don't dare. And then the other 10 days is safe.
If you calculate it well, it's almost the same. The period is just around.
All right.
Yeah. So when you do like that,
10, let's say
10. 10, no, that will be 28.
Write it down.
Yes.
10, 8, 10. 10, you're safe. 8, don't try it.
Yes, 10, you're safe. 8, don't. The next 10, okay.
You're safe. Okay. Madam Camden, continue, please.
Okay, that is for a woman who's having a normal cycle.
Cycle.
Now, if you don't have a normal or regular cycle, and you want to use your calendar method, you need to work hard. You need to work hard, because what I usually ask the client to do is to mark her menses on a calendar for 6 months.
Okay.
When she'll mark it for 6 months, she'll come with it. From there is a calculation to do. You will take the longer cycle from the 6th cycle. We will minus it with 11 days.
Okay.
And we will take the shorter cycle of the 6 month of the 6th cycle and minus with 18 days. From there now, you'll be able to locate your fetal period. That one also helps for those who want to become pregnant, but they are unable because they are confused with their cycle. So when you locate like that, it's for her now to avoid sex or to have sex if she wants a baby.
Okay, all right. It's pretty tough for women with irregular circles, like me, unfortunately. Okay, so that's the natural method. In any case, if you want to know more, I think you're going to need to speak to a specialist like Madame Camden, meet them face to face, and they'll be able to give you help directly. What are the other methods? Okay, the other method, you have the body temperature method too. Okay. Yeah, you can use the temperature of your body to recognize your fetal period. Okay. It's not an easy method, but you need to know your body. It's also a work for a woman. You need to take your temperature every day and chart it. Okay. Yeah. So every day when you wake up from your bed, you don't go down. You just wake up and you sit on your bed. You rest. You know, we women, we should not do some type of activities before taking the temperature. Our body can be hot. Yeah. So you need to be calm. All right. And you take your temperature. You mark it. Okay. Every day, and you will see the changes as days are going. When you discover that your temperature is going gradually up or gradually high, you understand that your fetal period is around. And usually, if you know that you are not sick, because some people can have a mix-up, they can have a fever and they think that is the fetal period. So you need to know that you are in good health and your temperature is rising. So when you are marking, you'll see in French they call la courbe. You'll see how the graph will be going up. Yeah. And at a certain level, you have a peak. Okay. After that, the temperature will start dropping, going down. It's another good method when you know how to do it.
To that, that temperature method goes with mode methods. Normally, for some women, if they are ovulating, they become very, very sensitive and aggressive. Sure. Yeah. Very, very. That is hormonal effect. And aggressive.
That is the natural reaction of the body.
Will be a bit elevated at that time.
When we say your temperature is elevated, is high, what are we talking about exactly in figures? Like, is it the same for every woman? Like, if I don't know, my temperature is or rises up to, I don't know, what's the extreme?
38, 39, 40.
39.
No.
Oh, is it different? Okay, would it be like 31, 32 for someone? For one person and 38 for another person, like, is it the same or
the base? 36. The base is 36.
Yes, right.
When you start, 36. Some people have 36.5. So it depends on the base. When you have started taking your temperature. Okay. Voila. When you start, you will see how it's normally you have to rise. Yeah. As days are approaching to your ovulation period. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So that's one way of doing it.
There is another one that we call symptothermic method. That temperature method, you can combine it with the cervical mucus secretion.
Explain.
English is not so good, but I'm going to try. So this method, as I was talking about the temperature, if you are keen, you'll discover that when your temperature is rising, you'll begin to realize that you have some secretion coming from your private. Okay. Sometimes you have a normal secretion, you know, but this particular one, it has its characteristics.
Is that when they say the woman is on heat?
Maybe. usually when you are around that period, you have some heat. It's true.
Wait, heat? Let's be clear. What kind of heat? The heat you feel.
can explain
or
that
the
one
other kind of
later.
heat. Please, you started this, finish it.
Normally, the heat you feel is there. You feel feverish, but you always want to have it.
That is just what I was
If you
saying.
put 2 and 2 together, you know what exactly what we're talking about.
I know.
So when you feel that mucus, it's a type of viscous mucus and slippery.
Okay.
When you have that mucus, you need to realize that you are on ovulation period.
Okay. So it's supposedly transparent.
Transparent.
Okay.
Yeah. You can see it on your pants, but some women, they feel very disagreeable
I
Okay.
think
to
that
check it.
that is wonderful because if you have it like that, firstly you are on heat, and then the mucus or the liquid comes in to facilitate. Yes, it's very natural.
So are we saying nature is asking us to have baby?
You have to fight it.
And that is why many women become pregnant on
Yeah.
that method.
Yeah.
Because your body is asking. If you are not so
Strong-willed.
strong,
Or you're using
yeah, your husband will just touch you and you will fall. You forget that you are chatting, you are following something.
I know.
Right.
That is why the natural methods sometimes are very less effective.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these are some natural methods that we have. I don't know if I'm forgetting one.
Okay.
You have the temperature method.
Yeah, we've talked about the temperature method. We've talked about the calendar method. We've also talked about the temperature method, and now the secretion.
The secretion,
Yes.
even abstinence is another natural method.
Okay.
So what about pulling out?
Pulling out,
Is that a method?
I don't count it as method because that one is a failure. It's not actually
But it
the
works for some
It works
people.
for some people.
There is
It works
one
for some
method.
people. If I know I'm on heat, and then I'm with my husband when he's about to, I just
You are not sure that your husband can control himself at that
you
point
take
of
him
time.
out.
You push
have
him
to
out.
pull him out. You take him out.
So it's no longer they pull out, they push out.
push out. Yes.
Yes, push
It's
out.
not for the withdrawal method.
It's not realistic though.
It is.
Really, it works.
Yes.
Yes, now.
Okay. All right. People who have experienced it.
Except he will be on a higher heat that you want to, but you can also control women. I think during these things, sexual intercourse, the woman is the person that controls. You lead the man where you want the man to go.
Anyway, it depends on the user.
Right. It depends on the user. I like that. So those are the natural methods. Outside that, there are other options that women can go for.
Yeah, we are going to talk about the barrier method,
Okay.
the condoms. Yeah, condom is this. Is one of the best methods, but also you can say less effective
Okay.
because it depends also on the users. If you know how to use it well, it can work well. I'm saying that it's a good method because it protects against STI, sexual transmissible diseases, and the pregnancy. So there are some people who does not know how to put on a condom.
Let's teach them today.
Wow.
In very simple terms.
You have the female.
As a Jen, do you want to take on this?
Maybe she can explain like this.
No. Unfortunately, that's not the method I use.
We understand. We definitely understand. It's not the method she uses, so that's fine. When I'm coming there, just in simple terms, you know how to properly use
you have a male
condom here.
condom and female condom. Male condom is a bit easier to put on.
Yeah.
You need to, the man need to be erected because you cannot put on a condom on an unerected penis, if I can say.
Yes.
So the man need to be erected. We usually encourage the lady to put on the condom to the husband.
Yeah.
There are many reasons behind that. I don't know if I have to explain all here.
Explain.
Or
Let's know.
we usually say that when the lady put on the condom to the husband feel more excited, and that is how his sex is becoming very strong. For the condom to fit on well, you know, because the condom need to fit well. If not, it's not going to be effective.
Okay, the penis has to be hard, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So when the man is well erected, with the condom well fitted right to the base,
Okay.
they can start with their sexual intercourse.
All right.
And the man need to also withdraw himself after ejaculation, immediately after ejaculation, when the sex is still strong.
Okay.
Because if after ejaculation the man remain there, the sex will become weak, and when coming out, the condom can fall off.
That's true.
So that is some prevention measure.
Okay.
Yeah. After using it, you know, you need to remove and tie it and put in the, not in the dustbin. You need to go and put in the toilet or pit toilet, whatever. That is about male condom. And for those who think that they can reuse the condom, we don't do that.
No.
Yeah.
They're very cheap nowadays.
I know.
Yeah. So after that, we have the female condom.
Yeah.
With the female condom, it's a little bit difficult, but at the same time, when you understand it, it's easy to use because there are many steps there. With the female condom, when you take it, you need to, everything is even explained on the package.
Yeah.
You just need to wash your hands very well and follow the steps. When you follow the steps, you take the position that is suitable to you. They say that you can lie on your bed and you hold your female condom.
Yeah.
When you hold it, you need to form the number 8, le chiffre 8.
Yeah. The figure 8.
The figure 8. Now, when you lie on your bed, on the gynecological position, you fit it inside your vagina. You can squeeze and you send it inside.
Okay.
It's a good method because you can put it earlier before sexual intercourse.
You can put it and with stroll and go somewhere.
There's no problem. Yeah, there's no problem. It's just that you may feel uncomfortable with it, but you can put it earlier before the sexual intercourse.
Okay.
Okay.
So when you have
what
put
about the lubricant?
The lubricant is there. It's to facilitate the movement.
No side effects?
There's no side effect, and it depends on the fabricant or the brand, the manufacturer. Some are having good lubricant, some are having
not so good.
Not so good.
Depends
So it's
on
good
the price,
to depending on the price. It's good to go to the pharmacy to have your condom. When you go to the shop, it's true that I'm not denigrating the shop. The way of keeping it is not sometimes the best. Yeah. So when you have inserted your condom, as I was saying, you need to push it further with your finger.
Okay.
You push it further with your finger. This finger, when you have washed your hand very well, we usually make fun with women.
Without nails, right?
Without nails, we usually make fun with women by saying that you need to wash your hands very well. Don't go and eat your bunny fish and come back with pepper and you start inserting your...
Then nothing is happening that night. Forget it.
Yeah. So when you have inserted like that, it's ready to use.
Yeah.
After sex, you just need to turn the external ring.
Okay.
You turn it very well and you remove
Pull it
it.
out.
What if I decide to carry it all day?
With
She says you can insert it before
You can
sex.
insert
The whole
it
day.
earlier.
Earlier.
Yeah.
how many hours before?
We usually says 8 hours before the...
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
That's
So
long.
women put and travel, those women who go make long distance, maybe to, I don't know,
Yeah.
And I'm
unsafe
planning to
journey.
have sex
They're
while
not planning.
No,
Sometimes they
what
can be
happens if
raped.
you get raped.
Ah, okay.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. Ah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
good.
they can insert it earlier, like 8 hours before.
Okay.
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 Right.
After 8 hours, it ceases to be effective, right?
After 8 hours.
But can
It's
that thing
safer.
not remain inside your? Can you not put it like that and then it just goes and go?
No, it cannot go.
Jesus,
Some women will just feel uncomfortable with
Yeah.
it because it's a bit large.
Like she said, there are rings, and the ring cannot
And
enter.
the
except you
size
force
of it can take any penis.
Yeah. The vagina is large.
Okay.
The vagina is large. So
Right.
Because this
No,
is
it's important.
yes,
The important
it's
question.
important because maybe the condom, the female condom, has been manufactured in a way that is a particular size.
no. What women usually say, they say that is a Saksamoto. Just to laugh.
It makes everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Really?
So I like the idea that I like what you said about condoms being very effective. It can be very effective, but there's an issue I wanted also to discuss when we came to this point. We're talking about condoms. It's so difficult for women in Cameroon to go get condoms. I'll relate my experience. I was trying it for the first time, and my husband usually buys the condoms, and he was like, "Please buy on your way back from work." I went to a supermarket to get one. And they didn't have what I liked, so I bought just one. And there's a gentleman standing on the queue, and he goes, "I have the one you like." And I'm like, "Where is it?" He says, "In my house." So people automatically assume that because you're standing on the queue to buy condoms, you are a free girl. You're already. I mean, women, women will not like that.
Yes.
Second experience, I went to a pharmacy this time. Pharmacy, I'll just call it a pharmacy. It was not a pharmacy to be honest. It was more of a chemist. And I met a young lady, and I told her what I wanted, and she had what I was asking for, but not the, you call it flavor?
Flavor, yeah. That is just the flavor.
She did not have what I want, so I was like, no, I don't want this one. It's this one I want. And as I tried to leave, she said, "I'm not even going to say the word because it's so vulgar." She was speaking in French, and she was like, the B word, I think you imagine what I'm talking about, to the point where you know what I don't know the word in French to say flavors, something like that. That I do it so much that I know it was really embarrassing. I mean, I'm a married woman. I'm going to buy condoms for birth control, and you get that kind of reaction. So it becomes a problem for a woman to handle these things. That isn't there a way of letting people know that out there it's okay for a woman to go out and get condoms? It's for your safety.
I'll go back to our community, our cultural heritage. There are certain things in our culture that is meant for a man. For instance, buying a condom. For instance, most people think that that's a man's duty to get that. So you have some kind of people shown at you for buying it, or they think that you are a kind of a street woman prostitute, because they think when you buy condom it means you do it a lot and with different people. So that makes most women to shy away from it. If she has to go with condom, and if she's the one that has to buy it, she prefers not to even go for it, for the sexual intercourse or for anything, if she has to go and buy it. So culturally, our society has made it in such a way that it's difficult for a woman to go stand on across the counter to ask for condom. I think, but to me, it's normal if you know what you want and what it is in your life as a person. Then you just go for it. But we need to educate.
Exactly.
But sometimes even your partner, like, let me not say husband, if you're like dating a man and then you buy a condom and bring, that man starts looking at you like this one.
Differently,
yes. Like, how could she bring a condom? Yeah,
but it's time our mentality started changing, don't you think, Emma?
Yeah, it is. Our mentality really has to change, because it's normal. Like, sex is a normal part of life, and it's even better when you're protecting yourself.
Exactly. Right. Okay, so now that we've talked about condoms, let's also talk about the other methods, Madam Kamden.
Talking about the other method, we have the implant, or the modern method, as we usually call.
All right.
The modern method, we have
that's the IUD.
We have the IUD, we have the implant, we have the pills, we have the injectable. So we are going to start with the implant.
Okay.
When we talk about implant, we have in Cameroon we have 2 types of implant.
Okay.
We have the Jadel and we have implant non-nex. So the third one, I don't know if it's already available here. I've seen somewhere they say Lovoplan.
Okay.
So it's another type of implant. The Jadel works for 5 years. I don't know if I'm going to go in all the detail.
Well, the basics, but the important information.
Yeah, usually the implant, as I've earlier said, it may stop your ovulation. That is a mechanism. It stop your ovulation, and it make the cervical mucus to be thick. It transform, it change your cervical mucus during ovulation.
Okay.
So when you make it to be thick like that, it's like a barrier for sperm to penetrate to penetrate into the vagina. That is the mode of action.
Okay.
Which means
So
that
it
you
throws
can't
off
have
the sperm.
sex when you have that one.
You have your sex
During
normally.
that period, you will not be able to have sex.
You have sex, but that mucus that I was talking about,
Yeah.
at that moment, if you are using the
You have sex,
hormonal,
but the method rejects the sperm. It flows out. It doesn't.
it flows
go
out.
Okay, it
The
rejects the sperm.
spermatozoid
Okay,
or the
I
sperm,
understand.
in French they call spermatozoid.
Yeah.
They are not able to move. They don't have way.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're blocked.
They
Okay.
block the
Barrier.
mucus, block the
Okay,
cervical
it becomes
canal.
thicker.
It
the
becomes
mucus.
thicker.
I thought you
Okay.
meant that the man cannot even penetrate.
No.
That's what I was thinking.
I'm talking about the mucus around the cervical canal
Okay.
or the cervical os, because it's a small hole.
Right.
During the ovulation period, with the presence of the progesterone, the hormone in the body,
Yeah.
or in the method you are having in you, that mucus will become thick
Okay.
and block the
Blocks
cervix.
entrance
Okay.
of-
And this method, Madam Camden, is it put in a part of your body? What happens? How exactly do
I'm coming to
Good,
that.
thank you.
The implant are being put in the arm,
Okay.
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 in the upper inner part of the arm. This way.
What's the size?
The size is a little bit shorter.
Like, is it like the length of a finger?
No, not up to.
Okay,
I
shorter.
don't 3 millimeter.
Okay.
I don't. I've not
And how
estimated. Not very thin.
All right.
I just forgot. I needed to bring some method even to show you.
Yeah, well, that'd
Sorry
be
for
nice.
that.
But it's all right.
Yeah, next time. So it's just like voilà, comment on dit les bûchettes d'allumettes. You know,
Oh, like
Match-
yes,
match-
the
match-
matchsticks,
match-
like a
Voilà,
matchstick.
you
Yeah.
can compare a bit to that,
Okay.
and it's a type of flexi plastic.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not hard.
When they put
Alright.
it in, it doesn't make you feel uncomfortable.
No, you are not uncomfortable. We put small local anesthesia here,
Okay.
Okay.
and we insert it,
Okay.
and it remain there for 5 years when it's Jadel, because
Okay.
that the method that implant for 5 years, the implant non-nex is for 3 years.
Okay. What if you say you take up, you decide to go with that which will work for 5 years, and after 2 years you say, nah, I changed my mind, I want to have kids. Can you just pull it out and you go
You
back to
come
your?
back to the hospital, to the facility,
Okay.
and you see the expert, because I have to talk about it. I have many women who have come to the clinic with wound, if I can
God.
say, on the arm.
They try to take it out.
They try to take it out and they did not succeed. And they will be there, keep you on forcing, increasing the incision site, which is not so good.
Yeah.
I think that for our colleague, when you start to look for the implant and you are not able to see it, it's good to refer. I've had some women who have come to the clinic with the paper to do X-ray on the arm to locate the implant. So that one was a good idea for that person to refer.
Yeah.
So you refer to the level that you know
Yeah.
you can take care of the client. So
Okay, when they come for an X-ray to locate, does it mean it fluctuates inside?
it does not fluctuate. Now you are talking about the competence of that provider.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Usually it's just there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
there.
if you touch, can you feel it?
You feel it when
Okay.
it's well inserted.
All
the
right.
client can feel it with her. on palpation.
Okay.
So it's there. Very easy to insert and very easy to remove.
Okay.
Okay.
When you put it, they say it's for 5 years. At any time you feel ready to remove, you remove it. You come and you remove it.
Okay.
Same thing with the implantonics. They have the same mechanism.
Okay.
We have the injectable method. Usually they call depot provera. That one works for 3 months. Usually we say 12 weeks. So when we take it, you need to come back after 12 weeks for another injection.
You keep coming. It doesn't have a side effect.
It's the side effect we were talking about.
Okay.
This particular one really gives weight to some people.
The injections.
The injection. And it sees menses. Most of the time it sees your menses.
Completely.
Yeah.
Okay.
And here it can cause you to be hypertensive.
I think I read something like that too.
If it means that you were already at risk of that.
Let's just look at it practically. You take weight.
You take
What
weight.
next?
We take weight and
If
we
you
have
become obese, what next? Hypertension now.
It depends. Because if you are taking much weight, you can decide to stop the method. Even when you come to us, if you see that you are gaining much weight, we advise you to stop with the method or to observe the diet.
I was just saying that that it can gradually lead to
if you don't do anything about it.
If you don't do anything about it, because when you have weight, there's a tendency that
to have diabetes and all those things.
Okay.
So after the injection, you have the combined oral contraceptive or the pills, because you have 2 types of pills.
Okay.
You have the progesterone only pills and you have the combined.
All right, please explain.
The progesterone only pills is being given to women who are having young babies.
Okay.
That is babies below 6 months. Because they are having only progesterone. But the other combined one, if you take it at that moment, is going to reduce the flow, the breast milk, the flow of the breast milk. That's why they give that progesterone only pills.
All right.
You take it when your baby is less than 6 months. But when your baby is up to 6 months, you take the combined oral pills. So that is the difference. This one is having estrogen, the other one is having, this one is having estrogen and progesterone. The other one is having only progesterone.
Not the normal pills that women buy.
The one that is more effective is the one that has the progesterone and the ostesterone or whatever.
All are effective, but now it depends because you are breastfeeding.
Because you talked about combining. Okay, when you're breastfeeding, you take just progesterone.
You take only progesterone because you are giving only breast milk to your baby. You need to keep it flowing well.
Exactly.
Don't take anything that is going to
disrupt
to have an impact on the flow.
But are these the normal pills that women, the after sex pills that women take?
This one is different.
You have to go and tell the people in the pharmacy that you're breastfeeding to take it.
That one is after pill. Usually that one is having only progesterone.
Okay.
Yeah, that
the morning after pill.
Yeah, morning after pill. Yeah. So the pills are having almost the same side effect with the other one.
Okay.
Because they are hormones.
So you bleed too, you might stop menstruating completely, or you might put on weight. With
the COC, the combined oral pills, usually your menses does not cease.
Okay.
The season of menses is with the depot provera, the injection.
Okay.
It's more common with injection.
I read it somewhere that with all those pills, artificial methods of contraception, it can lead to sterility.
Is it true?
It can become sterile.
No, it's a good question, but it's not true.
Okay.
The thing with the depot provera, the injection, as I earlier said, when I'm working, I classify my method. I have short-term method and long-term method. If you know that you are going to abstain from pregnancy for more than a year, I'll encourage you to take a long-term method.
Okay.
You know, if you decide to take the depot provera or the combined oral pills, I'm going to tell you that when you stop this method, put in your mind that you will give some time for your body to liberate that hormone into your body.
Out of your body.
Out of your body. You should not expect any pregnancy.
Yeah.
It's in the very rare cases that you can see a woman stopping Depo-Provera and conceive immediately.
Okay.
So that is what they need to put in their mind. It's not infertility. It's just that the body needs some time
to readjust.
To readjust.
Okay. Now, and these pills, how do you take them? I've heard stories of you have to take them the same day, at the same time, at the stroke of the clock. Exactly. If you miss it, then there's a problem. Is that how it works?
Usually, it's a work for a woman.
Wow.
When you decide to take pills, you need to put in your mind that you need to respect certain things. The tablet, it functions well when you take it regularly. You need to set your time every day at the same time. So usually they say you put the time, the clock, an alarm on your phone. Every day at the same time. Sometimes they advise the woman to take it in the evening because they do experience some nausea with the pills. Yeah, when you take it in the morning, some women will come and complain of nausea. So we encourage them to take at bedtime.
Yeah.
They can decide and put their time maybe at 8 p.m. or at 9 p.m. They take it and they lie on their bed.
Okay.
They will not have that effect of nausea.
Okay. Are there any other methods outside the things we have spoken about that are available to women in Cameroon?
Sure. All what I'm saying is available in Cameroon.
Yeah, and I'm saying outside what we have already spoken, are there any other methods that women in Cameroon can use?
Sure, I'm not true.
Okay. All right then.
So we will continue with the intrauterine device.
Okay.
Usually women don't like this one because it's passing like this. When they say that they are going to put it like this, they don't want it. But it's a good method because when you have it, you have least side effects.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for women who are having this type of size, it's good for us because we will not have any changes on our weight.
Okay.
It's the intrauterine device. Means that we are putting inside the uterus. We pass through the vagina and we insert it. It's very simple.
Okay.
It's not through any operation.
It doesn't hurt.
It doesn't hurt.
Okay.
It's very simple. It's a small. It's a small.
Like a plastic. Right?
It's a small plastic in the form of T, letter T.
Yeah.
There is a way that we fold it and we insert it into your vagina.
Okay, it grows across like.
When you reach in your uterus, it opens up.
Okay.
It's a good method because it protects the inside of your uterus, the endometrium, that membrane that covers the inside of the uterus. It protects that endometrium against cancer, endometrial cancer. So that is the one of the benefits of that method.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I heard somewhere that it might lead to fibroids growth.
Anyway, I've not yet gone at course that one. I've not had any client with that complaint.
Okay.
Yeah. What people usually say is even rare. I don't even have to mention. So the method works with the presence of le cuivre. I'm going to put some more French there.
Sure.
Il y a la lettre T. A une membrane est recouverte avec du cuivre.
Okay.
So le cuivre là, dans l'utérus, n'est-ce pas, fragilise les spermatozoids.
Okay.
So when you have sex, the sex will go inside your vagina because of the presence of that copper. Le cuivre, c'est copper, no?
Yes, copper.
Yeah. Okay. With the presence of that copper inside your womb, will fragilize the spermatozoid.
So they are useless. They can't fertilize the egg.
They can't go in and fertilize the egg.
Okay.
That is just how it works.
Right.
Some people say that it causes abortion, it causes this and that. No. That is the mechanism.
And how safe is the use of copper or lead in a human being's body? Because that's
I think
it's a mineral or something.
She just wants to know if is it safe for a woman?
No, right up to date is safe.
Okay.
It doesn't have any negative side effects.
The side effects I'm going to talk about. The side effect, you know, there's nothing without side effects.
Yeah.
Even the paracetamol that people think that is very easy to take has a side effect.
That's true.
The side effect of the intrauterine device is just heavy menses, as I earlier said. When you have inserted between the 4 first months after the insertion, you may realize that your menses is a little bit heavier.
Okay.
You can respect the number of days of your menses, but it can become heavier. And you may feel some cramps during your menses.
Okay.
All these are known as side effects.
Okay.
And there are means to palliate to that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you're having heavy menses on your IUD intrauterine device method, you go back, you inform your provider, and she'll tell you what to do.
Okay. All right. Now, we've had quite a number of them. Maybe we'll come back to the rest later in the course of the show. But to continue, there's something I want to also talk about. As women, you know, we get to carry the baby, so we feel like it's important for us to make a decision on what kind of birth control method we want to go for, or what works for us best. But do you ladies feel like men are concerned at all? Do men really bother about birth control, contraception, or, you know, when they want to go, they just want to go? Do you feel that men should be more concerned about this issue? First of all, are they even concerned? Auntie Jane?
I don't think they are really concerned. When they want it, they want to have it. That's the plain truth. When they want it, they want to have it. If you want to go with condom, at times they even think that that condom of a thing is a waste of time. And it kills the pleasure, sensitivity and things like that. But I think it's a call for concern that birth control is not a woman's thing.
Yeah.
It should be a family thing, the couple's thing. It's not only for the woman. And with this, the men, they have to show more concern, because when the unwanted children, they come to the family, both partners are involved in the upbringing of the child. So it's something that I think the couple should be concerned about. The men should even take a lead, because I attended one religious seminar and my pastor made us understand that women should, I don't know if I should say this on air, women should stop providing for their families, because the religious meaning for father, the Hebrew call it patha, which means source or provider. And so in creating the man and the woman as God did, he saw his vision, God's vision was for a man to be the provider. And if the man is the patha and the provider, I think he should even be more concerned with birth control, because you don't bring to the world children that you will not be able to provide for.
Right. Can the same question to you?
I have something to add there.
Okay,
please.
go on, Madam Kamden.
I'm thinking that the partner needs to be involved also, because when the partner is involved, the woman she supports the side effect of the method better.
Right.
You understand? Because most of the time we will have woman in the clinic, she will come and tell you that, oh, my husband is just asking, what, you bleeding too much like this? Every day you are on pad. Every day you are on pad. What is happening?
Making it impossible for him
to do his thing. If the husband was aware of that, you know, they could have a type of understanding. So we are encouraging men to come in for family planning with their wife. It's very important.
Right.
It's very important.
Kenna, so what do you have to say on the subject of men's involvement?
In my case, my husband is very involved. That's why he has made me to be even very skeptical, because he's doing a lot of research and he's just like, he's scared. He doesn't want something that can hurt me at the end of the day.
Right.
So He's just like, no. For other men, I don't really know. I can't really say, but for my partner, he's really involved, and we keep trying to look for something that's going to work, that is not going to affect, because he's just scared of all the different side effects. Like when you listen to people's stories, they are frightful. So yeah.
Okay, I totally understand that. And Madam Kamdem, if there is one method that you would recommend for a woman as the best, what would that be?
That is a very tough question. In family planning, you know, there is something that they call informed consent or informed choice. You can say that, no, I don't want to gain weight. Another person will say, why? I want that weight. Give me that method.
Well, that's true.
So I cannot say, I cannot choose for a woman or for the client. You display your method, you explain everything, and she make her choice.
But if they ask you from all the side effects and everything, now for you, which one do you think is better? Which one will you choose?
She needs an answer to that question.
For me, as I earlier said, my size will not permit me to take hormonal method.
She is the specialist. She will not discourage this method. Neither will she adhere to this method. It's you as a client
to make your decision.
But to me, I think all things said, it depends on the person. But with me, I think the natural method is the best.
If you can practice.
If you can. If it works for her, then that's great. Now, another question I wanted to ask you is there an age limitation to the kind of contraceptive or contraception that you decide to go for? Or can people or women of any age just go for any kind of method? Are there any age limitations or complications?
Usually as from 18 years, you can come for your family planning method.
Any method works?
Any method. But nowadays, you'll see this, how do they call them? These Muslim girls. As from 16 years, sometimes they are very emancipated. They're even married. Some are even married. Some even have children or a child already. So it depends. It depends of the client in front of you. But the base is 18 years.
All right, 18 years.
18 years. On my practice, when I see a woman who is almost going to menopause and is coming for family planning, I would like to give her hormonal methods, because with the menopause coming, there are many changes that hormonal withdrawal, and you know, it's going to disturb her the more. I encourage them to take non-hormonal methods so that they will be able to recognize when their menses have actually ceased. I don't know if you understand. So at a certain age, with the client in front of me, I will decide on which method she can use. Though we don't choose for the client, but we are going to orientate her.
And when you decide to go for a method, when does it become effective? Any method, like if I start taking pills today, does it mean it goes effective from the day I start taking? If I decide to take injections, does it go effective immediately? If I want to go for the one that's inserted, I've forgotten the name, I'm sorry.
A Kaitan device.
Does it become effective the same day? Or does it take time for it to work?
That is a good question. The only methods that are effective on the spot immediately is the condom. The condom, the intrauterine device. All the other hormonal methods, some take 3 days, 72 hours to be effective in the blood system.
So that's why it's not 100%.
No method is 100%. Even tubal ligation, because we do not mention the surgical methods as family planning. We have the tubal ligation and the vasectomy. The vasectomy for men and the tubal ligation for women.
Tubal ligation, that's what they say the woman has gone and turned her womb.
That is what they say. It's just the tying of the tube or the cutting of the tube.
And is that definite? Like, can it be
irreversible?
That
one is irreversible. That is the decision that you need to take time and think. I even sign paper for that. Consent for that. So the methods that are effective are just those two methods. The other one will take like 2-3 days to be effective in the blood system.
Right.
What about the cost? Are these methods, are they cost effective?
Talking about the cost effective, the implant and the intrauterine device are most effective, up to 99%.
Okay.
Yeah, 99% effective. Going down to the injectable, going down to the condom, to the pills, and to the natural method,
which is the least effective. Now talking about cost. Talking about the cost, is it can you know a regular Cameroonian a woman a buy and sell can she afford?
It's affordable for every woman.
Okay.
Sometimes we do give for free.
Is 30,000.
What? No.
True.
But it can happen in some clinics. You know,
in the clinic. They told me that
it's expensive.
They swell the prices.
When I receive a client in my clinic, in my unit, when she asked me after the counseling, I wrote the price to go and pay for the IUD. She took the book and said, "Madam,
are you sure?
What is it the price?" I say, "Yes." Are you sure? As you are saying,
I know, because I feel that one of the things that makes people a lot of women scared is the price.
No, it's very cheap. Sometimes when we see, when we realize that you are you are not able to pay or you are a vulnerable woman, we give for free.
Please, if you're in Douala, where do they go to?
You come to Mbopi Baptist Hospital.
Mbopi Baptist Hospital. Go there and you have
just behind the Buka Voyage.
That is if you're vulnerable.
No, if you're vulnerable, you can get it for free, but you can still. It's very affordable, like she said.
It's very affordable,
and you'll be able to pay for it. So
the highest amount is 3,000.
Wow.
The highest amount is 3,000.
30,000.
But don't stay in the house.
Wow.
Don't stay in the house because of money.
Yeah.
Come to the clinic and we are going to
work something out for you.
Wow. Okay.
That's for those who want to have it. I still believe that we should go out there and sensitize the women on this, because our society is more of cultural based. That people think that according to my tradition, I am not supposed to do this, I'm not supposed to do that. When I was growing up, I knew that a woman will not stop giving birth to children when she keeps having twins. Yes, if you have a twin, you have to have the next baby. And so there are some women that they've had about 3 or 4 sets of twins, and they keep going on and on because they need to have a single child. You cannot stop it with so
I've never heard about that.
It's really
knowledge is power.
Yes, giving a heavy hand on us. We need to sensitize the Cameroonian women, African women, and on contraception, because I happen to be an educationist, and where I work, it's sad. Children come to school with no money, no pocket allowance, no food. Some of them even faint in school because of hunger, not because they are not well. Unkempt, no shoes, nothing. I mean, the basic, you begin to wonder if at times with some colleagues who sit and say, God is really funny. There are some women out there who are in need of these babies, these children they don't have. And then there are others who we call them pondeuses. They just keep producing with no limit because they are ignorant. I think they should be it's as if your organization is some kind of a charitable. I think you can go back there. We will not wait for the government to do everything. You can go back there, sensitize, go to churches and places like that, and then sensitize the women for them to see the need to have contraception instead of producing babies that they can't take care of.
Now, I would like to flip the situation a little. Not everybody believes in birth control. Here's another myth. Well, I don't know if I should call it a myth, but there are many people who are convinced that the idea of birth control came from the West. And because these countries do not want African countries to grow, you know, population, the bigger your population, the stronger your economy. That's what the economists will tell you. So many people are convinced that it's an ideology from the West to limit the number of persons in Africa so they can continue to subdue Africa. Case study, China. They used to be very populated, and the government said there are too many people. We're cutting down the number of births to one family, one child. It became a problem. They added it to 2. You know, each family can have 2 kids. But because people were so used to having one, nobody wanted to have more. And today they are facing a problem because they are running out of people. So it seems their population is mostly aging. And the country is trying to get the citizens to have more children. What do you say to someone who thinks people should have more children and not be controlling birth?
To me, it's an individual thing, a personal thing. It's not just about bringing children to the world. It's about catering for them, taking care of them, making sure that they have a good education, taking care of their needs. So I think the number of children that we should have
depends on our finance.
Depends on our
some people don't look at
standard of living.
They're just like, you want me to cut away God's blessing. Children are a blessing from God. I cannot.
Yes, children are a blessing from God. But when you tend to produce those children without the means of bringing them up, catching for them, then they become a curse.
I know.
Okay.
So we should look at it at that. I look at it at that with that perspective that we should be. If I can raise 6 children, then I go for 6. If you can raise 10, then you go for 10. But most often, it's the contrary.
Yes.
Those who even have the means to have they don't have many
children.
And those who don't even have, who live from hand to mouth, they keep bringing the children up and then messing the society. You have juvenile delinquency everywhere, children under the bridge here and there. It's because of all those things. So to me, I believe that we should bring forth children on earth to be blessings, not curses.
Right. Kenna, same question. What's wrong with having so many children? What's so wrong about it?
I'll go with the same thing that she said. I don't have any problem with anybody that wants to have many children, as long as you can take care of them. You don't want to have children when it's like you're suffering the children. It's like you brought the children to this world to suffer them. That's just what I think. Yeah. So, and for me, I like my children to have a certain level of, a certain standard of living.
Yes.
Yeah. So, that for me to have 4 children that will be living average, I prefer to have 2 or 3 that will be living the best life. Yeah. That's just what
the best you could
can offer them.
The best I can offer them.
And this other question I would like to ask you, because women talk about it a lot. Now, it's not just, they say it's not just about the number of children, but the spacing between the children. Some say when you have a child, you have to wait 2 years before you have the next one, you have to wait 5 years. Others say, no, it's good to have 1 child every year. That way you have... nice. Viciously saying no. What's the best way to go about it? About space? Is it okay to have a child every year or every 2 years? What's the best way to go about it?
Okay, there is something that we call a uterine rest.
Okay.
As you mentioned earlier, that when the woman put to bed, she needs to observe some time for her body to come back or to recover, if I can say like that. So when you put to bed, you lose blood. Uterus is like, uterus is like, I'll just take an example. When you have just bought your pants, it is underwear.
Yeah.
When you put on, it fit you well, it hold you well. It's the same thing with the uterus. When it's
They
getting
last
old,
it
when you
wears
have used it for long, it starts loose.
Yeah.
It's the same with uterus. When you have a pregnancy over 6 months, that is how the uterus is extending. During labor, the uterus going through contraction, relaxation, contraction, relaxation. So after delivery, you need to observe at least 1 year, 5 months.
At least 1 year, 5 months.
Before you conceive, not before you deliver another child.
Okay. Now, that's for a woman who has the baby through the natural
method.
Okay. What of a woman who has through a C-section?
Through a C-section, recent studies say that the same period is okay.
Okay. 1 year, 5 months.
1 year, 5 months.
Okay.
But to be on the safe side, at least 2 years.
Yeah.
So during that period, your body will recover, the blood loss, you are going to build up your skin, your blood system, your uterus is going to go back to the normal shape and all those things.
I want to add to it this like a personal experience. I had a friend, may her soul rest in peace. When she started giving birth to children, she just said, let me just produce all these children and then I'll rest. So she had 4 babies in 4 years.
Wow.
She took ill now, bleeding excessively, just bleeding, and then she developed hypertension. One moment or another she collapsed, becomes unconscious, and that was it. The last baby was not even up to a year and she died.
That is because the uterus did not rest. The uterus did not rest. When you have that type of close birth, at a certain point your uterus is unable to contract again.
Yes.
After delivery, your uterus will be weak. And when your uterus is not well contracted, you will be bleeding to death. Because your uterus have lost its capacity to contract, to be contracted, if I can say like that. They will give you whatever you have to give, oxytocin, massage of the uterus and everything. You continue to bleed to death. That is why we insist on the uterine rest. Uterus rest or uterine rest.
Yeah, God minus the uterus and all that, it takes a toll on you physically. Because I had my second daughter exactly 1 year after my son, but it was not easy. It was very, very stressful. So I'm just imagining like 4
consistently for 4 years.
It's not easy at all.
4 years, 4 kids.
There are many advantages behind
so
it.
crazy,
Because you need to take care of that baby that you have just had.
Baby.
Because if the baby is 6 months and you are already pregnant, you cannot take care of that baby, take care of yourself.
Most often the baby will feel abandoned because your strength will not carry you to take care of a baby. That's a baby, some tender thing.
And for yourself too. All the time you are pregnant, how can you satisfy your husband?
I'm thinking how you going to take care of yourself. I think about the 9 months for yourself. I'm not in a hurry to experience that again. I mean, like you said, your body needs to recover and
bringing forth children is a beautiful thing.
Right.
But at least we have to look after ourselves. We have to do it with caution, a lot of caution, because it's not an easy process. It's not easy at all. And then when you do it repeatedly within a very short frame, it becomes very difficult.
Right. So we're running out of time. We're going to end the show now, but before we go, your final words on the subject. Let me start with you, Madam Camden. What's your final word on today's interesting subject, I have to say?
Thank you, Madam, for that closing point. We are going to encourage men either to come to family planning with their wife or to give their go ahead, if I can say like that, for family planning. It's very important because sometimes women really want to take the family planning, but because of you, husband or partner, they won't do that. And secondly, I want to say that family planning does not give cancer. As I earlier explained, there is a particularity, but generally there is no cancer for family planning. And thirdly, family plan is affordable for all. Don't stay in the house because you don't have money and deliver to death or having unwanted pregnancy and induce abortion. We don't want it. Come for your family planning and you will be received, you will be safe.
And if you're in Douala, remember, go to the Baptist Hospital in Mbopi. In Douala, please go to the Baptist Hospital in Mbopi, and you'll be able to meet Madame Kamdem. She'll be able to give you all the help you need, and any explanation on whatever method you might want to go to. You're also on Facebook.
Sure.
And you can, what's your name on Facebook, just in case people want to reach out to you?
Kamdem Salome.
Right. So Kamdem Salome on Facebook. Reach out to her, talk with her, and you'll learn more. Now, Kenna, your final words.
What I'll just say is birth control is really, really important. And I'll also encourage men to do it, because I think that we women, we go through a lot already. But I don't know why men don't just want to do the, how they call it, the vasectomy.
Right.
They don't just want to hear about it. I want to encourage more men to try to do that. And then also, don't just go around having children. Have children according to your pocket, because if not, you're suffering the children. That's what I have to say.
Right. Thank you very much, Kenna. You can also find her on social media on Facebook. She's Kenna Ako.
Kenna Eno Ako.
Right, Kenna Eno Ako. She's also a YouTuber, so she has a YouTube channel. What's the name of your channel?
Kenna Kia.
Kenna Kia. So go to
K-E-A.
K-E-A.
Yeah.
Right. So go to YouTube, follow her channel, and subscribe. That's the word. Subscribe to her channel and watch her videos. She posts very exciting videos all the time on YouTube. Now to, I call her Auntie Jane because it's like that. So Auntie Jane, what are your last words?
My last words are these, that as Africans, Cameroonians in particular, we should get away from all those myths. Birth control is no longer a myth. It is reality. And it helps. It helps us maintain our health. It helps us to bring forth the number of children that we want to have. And I'll call on the powers that be, that some women, they give birth to these numerous children not because they want to. Probably they are not aware. We should create more forum to sensitize these women on the benefits of birth control. The world is an evolving place. We should stop stigmatizing ourselves or standing on our various traditions and culture. It's one thing to copy culture or copy from other people, but it's another thing to copy what is good for you. Copying is not bad. You copy what is good. I think every woman should think of going in for birth control in order that our society will become a society full of reasonable and children who will bring us blessings, not children who will make the society unbearable for us.
That's right. Thank you very much, Auntie Jane. You can also find her on Facebook. Her name is Mbong Jane on Facebook. Write to her. I'm glad she'd be willing to chat with you. If you have any questions or any comments to make on today's show, find us on Facebook, The Diary. Leave a comment, send us a message, and we'll get back to you. Well, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again next week. You have a great weekend. Bye-bye.